Well, Jason at 4 here. Today we want to talk about, briefly anyways, the Economist magazine cover, The World in 2017, Planet Trump. Let's take a look at that. I had a little time to look at it myself. And there's kind of like playing cards or tarot cards, if you will. When you see the outer space look, that's in the background. Actually, let me go over on this one. And so we have the tower, and it looks like, again, like ISIS versus Christianity. This is, by the way, the ultimate goal of the Illuminati, is to pit the Muslims against the Christians, Christians against the Muslims. I've been talking about this for a while, and then, of course, it has unfolded. And some of these shootings that we like to say are completely nonsense. Every single time, the gunman went in and asked if you were a Christian. If you said yes, they shot you. If you recall, little Noah Posner, who died in Sandy Hook in 2012, also died again in 2014 in Peshawar, Pakistan. And in that shooting was the same story of they went in and killed the Christians only. The Oregon shooting, the guy that had shot in both hands, and they show him on the stretcher with his hands completely fine. The gunman asked 10 of the college kids in Oregon, who are you Christians? Yes, killed them. Next one, Christian, yes. Like I said, how many morons does it take in a row to say, no, I'm something else, or I'm a Muslim, for God's sakes? Nope, not this case. So this is nonsense, essentially, but they're using it to gear us up for war. And one bad thing I'm going to say about Trump is, like he said, he's he's going to go in there and squash the cockroaches, so to speak. So we have Trump sitting on the world in the next card. And I'm trying to see out, he has like some kind of little crystal ball looking thing in his hand. Not sure what that exactly is, though. Sticking out of there. He's got his little wand or whatever the hell that thing is in his left hand. And again, he's sitting on the world. It's wrapped in what appears to be a U.S. flag coiled up. Which, that's odd. I'm not sure what to make of it. The next one, from going from left to right, I see of course, like your dollar bill, the triangle, the pyramid, etc. Down there. And it has its capstone. We got this building in the center with another triangle. Not sure which building that exactly is. We've got another one to the left of that, another triangle. These look like ancient, parliament buildings to me. Then above that, you've got this book, this painting, these little masks, kind of like the Anonymous mask. You've got this sunlight shining down with a book open. I'm not sure what the hell to make of that one. Just the world. And again, look at the name, the tower, splitting in half, being divided by lightning, and again, Christians on this side, Muslims on this side. Next card, he's sitting on the world, judgment, as they're calling this. The next one, the world. The fourth one, the hermit, which is TTIP, being canceled out. Again, these are like trade deals, things like that. TPP looks like Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's X'd out. EU, the little blue flag in the bottom right, EU is X'd out. Then there's one above there that says stop. That's not X'd out. And no, that's not X'd out. And it looks like it's a massive march of citizens, essentially saying we've had enough. And that's exactly what's happening. That one's called the hermit. We got the planet below that on the bottom right of that card with a crack, like a cracked earth, with this hermit, whoever this hermit guy is. It almost reminds me of like Nostradamus or something, or like Merlin. On to the next one. The bottom left is the death card. Mushroom cloud, obviously we know what that means. Dying fish, the very bottom in the blue little puddle. Looks like, I'm not sure what it is on the left and the far right. It almost look like tombstones. So honestly, I think that might be tombstones or something. So that's one thing. The next one, the magician, which is very interesting to me because he's got his little staff thing to the right. He's got the infinity sign above him. Once again, it's got a planet. If you ever look at anything that depicts Jesus or like the disciples or anybody who's important, biblically speaking, when you see a picture or a painting, each of these people always, always, always has a sun or planet or moon, something looks like the sun behind their head. Which is another reason why I say when I think of Christianity or whatever, and everybody has planets behind their head. Explain that one to me. The sun of God. The Son of God. And there's a sun behind his head. Okay, but this picture is a typical Jesus, photo as far as I'm concerned, with the sun behind the head, but he's got a headset on with a wire attached to it. Matter of fact, well, I was gonna say I want my virtual reality headset and show you. It doesn't matter. He's wearing a headset that does say VR on it, virtual reality. He's pressing a button on a 3D thing that looks like maybe a 3D printer, and it's printing out these 3D, homes out of this 3D printer. So he's got virtual reality headset on. He's the magician, and he's pressing this button, 3D, whatever. When I first saw that, I thought maybe, they're gonna pull some shenanigans on us in, virtual reality. We're not gonna know what we're seeing potentially. Like these things they call, I don't know if you heard of Project Bluebeam, where they're going to try to beam like, kind of like this virtual reality, 3D technology in front of you, where it looks like it's really there, but it's not. It's made by lasers or whatever, that kind of thing. I see this. I don't really know. It's hard for me to really give you an opinion on what they're trying to portray here, because that little staff thing he's got almost looks like a light bulb on the top. You got a virtual reality headset, 3D printer going with these duplicate houses looking identical coming out. So, are these houses coming out of this machine and falling off a cliff? Is that what we're seeing here? In other words, the housing market is ready to fall off a cliff, because by the way, it is. Hard to say. But if you look at the last house being built inside the machine, of course, it's not complete yet, and it's not out. So I was going to say maybe it almost look different, but it does have the same base. So it's just the next one getting ready to come out. I don't see anything, weird or crazy there. Wheel of Fortune. So this guy off the top right, bad fortune, rain cloud, lightning bolt striking him. The lady in the left, an all-black business suit. Guy in the bottom. Trying to see if these people look familiar to me. The lady kind of looks like it could be Hillary, but I don't think so. I don't know. They've got these X's on each side. It's got a wind-up crank for the wheel. I do see the flag. The flag's over there. Is that Spain? In maybe the EU? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what those two flags are. There's 3 flags, but 2 of them kind of look the same. I don't know. No, they're not, because the one flag is red, white, and blue, and it's not our red, white, and blue. Unless it's just, maybe that's just what they're trying to say. It is America. But it goes from left to right. The other one is also red, white, and blue, but it goes from the bottom up. Then the third one is yellow, red, and black. I don't know which one that is. So, interesting. I don't know what that is. Wheel of Fortune, Last but not least, the star. And as I look in there, they definitely have faces. And I don't know if I can reckon. I'm trying to look real close. I can't recognize anybody. But it's called the star. And there is a asteroid or something, comet coming in the middle of that scene. And there's a bunch of stars, like planetary, environment, those kind of stars. But there's also people's faces on there. Are we talking about stars, as in like, movie stars, that kind of star? And what is the significance of this comet or what have you coming in? I don't know what to make of all this. This is a very interesting front cover, because usually they have a giant scene playing out with a lot of different stuff in there. Just don't know. Interesting nonetheless, that's for sure, and I wanted to share it with you. If you have any ideas, like something stands out to you about this, talk about it in the comments and let's discuss it. Take care.